Hi, if you're a busy sports mom like me, you want to take care of your athletes, give them the right food, nutrition, get them to practices on time, games on time, plenty of rest, but
you don't want to have to go through the drive-thru. And we're going to give you some really yummy, healthy alternatives to fast food.
That's right. So I'm Beth, the Real Sports Mom, here.
I'm Melanie from Festival Foods.
And this is Fast Dash Recipes. Hi, Beth, Real Sports Mom here. I'm here today at Festival Foods in Hugo, and joining me is Chef Melanie. Chef Melanie, what are we making today?
Hi, today we're going to be making a wonderful Southwestern pot roast.
Oh,
yum, yum.
That sounds fantastic. The great thing about this meal is we're going to make it the night before, start it, have it ready in our crock pot, put it in before we go to work.
Absolutely.
And when we get home, fabulous meal for the family.
Right. We're going to start with a chuck roast because the chuck roast is really well marbled with fat, which means it'll cook slow and low and fall apart tender when you're done.
How many pounds are we using here?
This is about 3 pounds, and you want a good 3-pound roast at least. Even bigger is better for this recipe because you're going to want to have leftovers.
Absolutely, and we'll tell you those tips in a minute. When we come back, we're going to show you how to cut this up and get it ready for cooking. Okay, so we are going to start out with...
This is 8 slices of thick sliced bacon, uncooked.
Okay.
You're going to dice it up, and that's what we're going to start in our pan for the roast. We're going to get all that wonderful bacon fat in there.
I love it. I love it. This is
we're going to get it all cooked nice and crisp. And while we're cooking that, we're going to be preparing our roast.
Perfect. Hi, here's our Real Sports Mom. Quick tip of the day with Chef Melanie. What are we doing?
Hi, I'm Chef Melanie from Festival Foods, and what we're doing is we're cutting our roast kind of where the fat is marbled through it. And the reason that we're doing this is so that it will cook more evenly and more quickly when you cook it in the slow cooker or crock pot.
So we're going to get a cut of beef that's going to fall apart in our mouths.
It's going to be fall apart tender, delicious.
And that's that simple.
It's that simple. And this is a 3-pound chuck roast, and I've just kind of dissected it into 5 different pieces here. And that's it. You're ready to go.
I love it. More quick tips coming right back. Well, we're back. We have now cut up our roast. This looks fantastic. We've got to have some even cooking.
You want a 3-pound roast at least, if not a little bit larger. And then you're just going to cut it where the marbling is naturally in the beef. And that's what's going to cause it to fall apart tender. And we're just patting it dry now with paper towels, each piece. And then we're going to, if you could please pour on a little bit of olive oil onto each piece for me, and I'm going to rub it all around. Excellent. That looks great.
Fantastic.
Keep going. Keep going.
We're working. We're teaming it up here.
Yeah, thank you.
This is teamwork.
So we're rubbing this with olive oil just so that our fajita seasoning has something to stick to. So when we go to our pan to sear it and brown it, it'll get nicely browned and seasoned.
And then we're going to use this is just Ortega.
Yeah, just plain Ortega,
99
cents Ortega
simple
fajita seasoning. We're going to season both sides, so I'm going to have Beth be my assistant here and sprinkle some fajita seasoning over.
And there's no rhyme or reason to this.
No,
it's just kind of.
If you want to just kind of go the way that
we have, and we're going to do both sides.
Yep, we're going to do both sides. So save enough. A little bit more on this piece, I think.
I kind of.
Okay, that looks good.
Awesome.
Awesome. So I'm going to pat those so some of that seasoning will stick
and
before I flip
fantastic.
them.
It's going to cook up nice. And
it'll be wonderful.
More olive oil.
Now, olive oil on the other side. You see how quickly this goes?
This is nice.
Goes really, really quickly.
I could even put my 10-year-old to work helping me with this. He'd love this.
Okay, so wait a second here. Let me rub in the olive oil. Okay, you're good to go.
Okay.
Sprinkle those all over. And we're doing this while our bacon is cooking. So you're not wasting any time. You're doing things as you need to do them. We're going to get the bacon out of the pan when it's nicely brown, and then we're going to have all that wonderful bacon fat in the pan to brown our roast.
Fantastic. When we come back, we're going to put this together. Okay. All right, so we've got our bacon finished.
Yep, we're just taking the last bit of our really yummy crispy bacon out of the pan. We're going to drain it on a paper towel. And then we're going to add a little bit more olive oil to the pan.
And why are we doing that? Just to give it a little...
Just to give it a little bit more oil for searing, and so that we don't have so much smoke in the air, because the bacon fat, there wasn't quite enough bacon fat to brown all the meat, so we're going to add just a touch of this really good olive oil.
Excellent. Now I've got our roast here, which we've sectioned up, seasoned in olive oil as well.
Yep.
And that's going into the pan with the bacon fat.
Yep, and the olive oil.
The olive oil.
Right.
Okay.
So we're going to put it in the pan, and you want to remember to drop the meat away from you so that you don't get any spatters.
Awesome. And then what are we going to do? We're going to brown it for...
We're going to brown it just till it gets nice, deep golden brown on all sides.
Okay.
And then we're going to place it in our crock pot.
That sounds, it smells so good. I can just, oh, I love this. We'll be right back.
Okay, so after we've browned our chuck roast, we're going to be adding these wonderful veggies to the pan to give it a lot of flavor. We're going to saute it in the fat that the meat has been browning in. So we're going to saute sweet red bell pepper and a sweet yellow onion all chopped up, 2 teaspoons of chipotles in adobo sauce, which is just a yummy, spicy, garlicky tomato sauce that the chipotle peppers are canned in, and then a couple heaping teaspoons of chopped fresh garlic. Those are going to saute, and then we're going to add our wet components, which are going to be the beef broth and our chopped rotel tomatoes.
Very cool.
Okay, so now our chuck roast is beautifully brown.
And smelling divine.
It is really, really good. And now we've got all this wonderful fat and juices from the meat and the bacon fat and the olive oil. And we're going to put our veggies in here now and get them nicely browned.
Okay.
So we've got our yellow onion and our red bell pepper, and that's going to go in. All
Wow.
right.
And that looks so
It does.
good.
And it smells fantastic. And that's actually going to deglaze the pan a little bit, which means all the crispy little bits of flavor on the bottom of the pan are going to come up from the moisture that are in the vegetables.
I love that. We call those crispy critters.
Oh, the crispy critters.
Everyone's always fighting over the little pieces that they're so full of flavor.
They are.
It's like a power punch of flavor that you can put in it.
It's the best. And whatever the veggies don't pick up, our wonderful liquids that we're going to put in after they get browned will pick up. So, okay,
fantastic.
so now we can add our chopped garlic. It's 2 teaspoons of chopped fresh garlic.
Okay.
And
this is the adobo?
Chipotles and adobo sauce, which is that yummy, spicy tomato sauce that they're canned in.
Now, is it going to give us a lot of spice or just a little spice?
Just a little kick.
So if you wanted a little more kick, you could
If
add.
you wanted more kick, you can always add more. And you can add other peppers, too. If you want to do jalapenos, serranos, any other peppers, go for it. There's no fast, hard rules here. You can do whatever you like.
I'm going to let this go. I'm going to give it a quick stir here, and when we come back, we're going to be putting our roast into the crock pot and giving you some quick tips on how to make it a little less calories for you with all the flavor. All right, so what are we doing next here?
Okay, we've got our crisped up bacon here, and we're going to put that back in the pan with our sauteed vegetables.
Perfect.
And just stir that in. And then we're going to add our liquid components to the roast, and that is a can of beef, 14.5-ounce can of beef broth.
Okay.
And then a can of diced Rotel tomatoes that
One of
have
my
the chilies.
favorites. I love
They're
those.
wonderful. They go great in just about every Mexican dish. They're wonderful.
And how do we know when these vegetables are done? What are we looking for?
They actually become a little bit translucent, and that's what we're looking for, and they're perfect right now. So we're going to add our tomatoes and our beef broth, and we're going to bring that to a boil.
And it smells divine.
It is.
And this is going to be the base of our sauce for everything that we're doing with
We
the
don't
roast.
have to cook it very long because it's going to cook for a long time in the crock pot or slow cooker with our roast. So we just want to bring it up to temperature, and then we're going to take it over to our crock pot and pour it over the roast.
Sounds good. I can't wait to try this. I want to get this put together. We'll be right back. All right, we have
Now,
this is the vegetables.
we've got our wonderful
amazing.
veggie mix, and this is what's going to flavor the roast. We've got our sauteed veggies, the bacon, the tomatoes, the beef broth, the chipotles and adobo, garlic, all that wonderful stuff. We're gonna just pour that over the roast.
And we want the entire thing. We don't want to drain this. We want everything.
No,
all
you
the
want
juice,
all the
everything.
juice. Absolutely all the juice.
Wow.
There we go. Beautiful.
Fantastic. And this is going to sit in our crock pot. We're going to cook it for 6 to 8 hours on low, or we're going to do it for what, about 5 or 6 on high?
Actually 4 to 6 on high works really well, depending on how large your roast is.
But we have a secret for you. And what's our secret on this is put it in the oven or put it in the refrigerator.
The fridge. Yep.
Perfect.
What you can do if you want to make it lower in calories and lower in fat is refrigerate it overnight a day ahead. That way all of the fat floats to the top.
Simple.
And then you can just scrape all of that fat off before you shred your roast or before you serve your roast or turn it into another wonderful meal. It'll be much healthier that way.
So now I'm feeling good about eating. Even though we have all this bacon things going on in here, I can feel good about eating this because I've gotten rid of that fat.
Exactly.
Kept all the flavor.
Exactly.
Excellent. I'm ready to eat this. Let's get this cooking, and when we come back, we're going to give it a try. All right, we're back. We just got home from work. We're ready to dish this up.
Right.
We've got a meal ready and waiting that smell. My whole house smells fantastic.
Fantastic. It's fantastic. This is the Southwestern pot roast, and I'm just serving it with some sour cream and chive potatoes that are refrigerated. All you have to do is warm them in the microwave, and you're good to go.
Easy, yummy,
absolutely delicious. And we're just going to use some of this wonderful sauce over our mashed potatoes too.
Look at that.
Doesn't
the
that
color,
look delicious?
Oh, it smells fantastic.
Yep, and we're just going to top it with a little sprig of cilantro.
Oh,
just to give it some color and a little pop of flavor.
And there's nothing like coming home to a great, warm, yummy, healthy meal.
Absolutely.
That your kids are going to love, and it's super easy to do. This is our Southwestern pot roast. I'm Beth, Real Sports Mom. This is Chef Melanie. We're at Festival Foods in Hugo. Come join us again sometime soon. Beth, Real Sports Mom, here with Chef Melanie. We've just made a fantastic Southwestern pot roast. It is so nice to come home to a hot meal ready to go that you put the time and effort into, but it really wasn't very much. We defatted this overnight, so we took out some of the calories, we kept all the flavor. We've got our pot roast, we've got some great mashed potatoes. These are super quick and easy to serve. If we want to find the recipes, please join us at realsportsmoms.com and festivalfoods.net. Thanks so much.